Welcome back, gangsters. So this is the part where we actually level the frets off. Now to start we have to find the uneven frets, and then we mark them with the Sharpie pens. We'll need some masking tape once we get to the 12th fret. I'll tell you more about that once we get to it. Also, if your neck is still on your guitar body, use some masking tape to mask off the pickups, because those pickups are magnets, and if you get any any metal filings from the frets, they will get stuck to those pickups, and it's a nightmare to get them off. So a quick tip there. This is the leveling beam that I got from Crimson Guitars. It's 16-inch, and it comes along. It's metal, and it comes with 360 grit, I think that is. Sandpaper. This was £32. Not cheap, but I wanted to get a decent straight edge, otherwise there's not much point in doing this, really, is there? And this fret rocker, this is called a fret rocker, sorry I should have said that before, and that cost me £7. So right, now the way you use the fret rocker is basic. Let's make sure I get it in focus. There we go. You span 3 frets, so let's go down here. So let's do these 3. Okay, now if the fret in the middle is higher than the other 2 frets, the fret rocker will rock. That is actually flat. Let's try this one. There's a slight rock on that one. I'll tell you what, these are pretty flat, these. Oh, go to the longer. Yeah, that's rocking. It's only slight. But yeah, there is a rock on that one. Very slight. These have 3 different edges. So obviously you use a longer edge to span longer gaps in it. You can turn it round and use the shorter ones when you get up to the 12th fret, past the 12th fret obviously. So let's go to this. No, not quite. And check yeah, see this. See, this one rocks a bit there, but it doesn't rock at all there. So it's worth spending the time. How am I going to do those 2? I don't know. Just yeah, there's a rock there. Right, so I'm going to just go along and do this along the whole of the neck. Now when I find high frets, I'm going to mark it with the red marker, and the low frets on either side I'm going to mark with the brown marker, and I'll explain why that is once we get into it. Okay, right, so I'll get that done and I'll come back to you. Right, pretty much all set to go. I've just lightly clamped the head of the guitar down, very lightly. Didn't need much to get it to stay put, and it just made the whole leveling process a bit easier. So we've got the 320 grit, I think it is. I'll take the backing off of it. There we go. Just take that off, and I'll stick that on my Crimson Guitar leveling beam. Nice little plug there for Crimson. Definitely worth a watch, Crimson Guitars. They're guitar builders and repairers, and the guy knows what he's doing. It's brilliant. I watch his videos all the time, so definitely worth a watch. Okay, so what we're going to do is take some passes, okay, on this fretboard. Don't put any pressure on, just lightly run it over, and we'll keep going until the high frets have been taken down. Now you can see the high ones are in red, low ones are in green, so you can see that most of the frets on this guitar are high. Most of them weren't by much, to be honest, but as you get up to here, there's two of these that are really, really high, which would definitely affect the playing, I think. I think on cheaper guitars you'd probably find the fretwork on the upper levels, the upper frets rather, aren't that great, because most beginner guitarists aren't going to be playing up here very much, are they? So, right, let's give it a go. Oh, one more thing. Some people remove the nut. I've not done that because it's just an added complication. I am going to replace this nut with a bone nut at some stage, so that'll be for another video. Right, let's give it enough of the chat, let's go on with it. That's taken off quite a bit there, hasn't it, on that one? It's hit that low one as well, actually. So that must have been quite high in itself, I think. Okay, let's carry on. When you do this, make sure you go right to the edge as well, so you get all of the fret. I'm really not putting any pressure on this, I'm just running up and down using the weight of the levelling beam itself. So that's still high. I don't know if you can see. Let's try and zoom into these ones if I can. Just turn it around a bit. Getting out, no focus. If you can see that, these ones, where when we've gone over them with the flat edge, obviously it makes the frets flat on top. Should be rounded. But we're gonna do that later. That's called fret dressing, where you round off the frets. Yeah, so I mean, I'm surprised it's taken these. These must have been quite high because, like I said before, you've got a natural fall off after the 12th fret, where the fretboard naturally goes downhill a little bit, as it were. So to catch those, they must have been pretty high. Okay, let's zoom back out and carry on. Refocus. These ones ain't getting hit at all. So this one must be quite high, I think. Still. Let's just double check that with the fret rocker. See what it's doing. That's pretty flat, that. Right, what I'm going to do is pause here and then I'm going to check all the frets because I don't want to take too much of the fret wire off. And to get these anyway, we're going to need to put some masking tape here to lift the straight edge up to get along this part because of the fall away. So I'm just concerning myself with these at the minute, to be honest with you, the ones before the 12th fret. And if they're all straight, then I'll leave it there because I'm going to take as little of the fret wire as possible, obviously. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do from the 12th fret up to there, which is the what? That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21th? 21th? The 21th fret. Right, okay, before we go on, just a quick word. I'm glad I stopped when I did actually, because a couple of these frets are looking quite low, so I was a bit worried about them. So what I did is I stopped, checked with the fret rocker again, and most of the frets were already flat. Apart from the 5th one, I had to do a little bit more than that, but that's fine. These, however, down here are well out. There's a couple of them that are really high still. So to be able to get to them, we need some masking tape on here, because I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, if I put this on the straight edge, you can see that and hear that rocking. That's because of this fall away I've been talking about. This is where the fretboard here slopes down. So it's lower, the fretboard is lower here than it is here. I think they do that to enable better string bending and probably to stop fret buzz. So we need to be able to go down that end of the fretboard. To do that, put some masking tape on here at the 12th fret and some masking tape to about there. I don't think you can see that, but it's the same colour as the sandpaper. Some masking tape there, and this will then make that, make this slope down the fall away. We should be able to get at the other frets then. Another quick thing, I mean, I only got one bit of sandpaper with this, and I think, to be honest with you, that's all you need if you're going to buy this from Crimson Guitars. You only need one, I think, because it's pretty much done the job. And I did probably 20 passes at the most, I would have thought, on this, at the very most. It's still got plenty of grip to it. So. Right, let's have a quick go at this and see what happens. So I'll get that. Right, now we're getting to take some of this off. Look. Okay. Check. Yeah, that still needs doing. Yeah. Might actually put another bit of masking tape on, just lift it up a bit more. Definitely taken some more off that one. See, that fret's that's not very high, that fret, that's what I'm worried about. So I think best practice is to keep checking as you go along. That's a lot better, that one. This one was the one that was very high. That's a lot better. Right. Slight rock there. One. Yes, this one I think is probably one of the highest. As you can see, it's got quite a bit taken off it, but I think it's still rocking in the middle, that one. This one, perfect. Yeah, this one here, look. So it's these two, the two highest ones. Okay, let's do some more passes and see how we get on. I'm going to concentrate more in the middle of the fretboard, I think, because that's where the highest parts of them were. Still a rock there. But this one. That's a little bit better. Still need some more. That's almost there, that one. This one. That's still a bit there, look. Hear that? That's still really high there. That's really high. Oh, I'll try some more masking tape. I don't know if that's hitting it or not. Tell you what, let's do this. Put some more on there. That way we'll know what's going on, won't we? Let's take it off in the middle, that's where we want it going. So he's hitting it. Let's check that. Still high. These ones are quite high, you know. You don't have to worry about the middle. Yeah, that's definitely taking the middle of that. So I think this must be the highest one here, because this one's starting to take off now. No, that was the highest, obviously, because that's starting to take off now. This one still needs to be hit, I think. It's starting to go now. Let's try that. That should be quite a bit better, hopefully. That's a lot better. It's still going. Actually, that's a lot better. Okay, so it's this one now really that we need to concentrate on. In case you're wondering what that noise is, that's my daughter filling the kettle up. Okay, yeah, still needs a bit more. It's a lot better, but it's still a bit there. And the kettle's starting to boil. It's all live action, folks. This one's really, really high. Definitely the highest of the bunch. Well, as you can see, that took a fair amount of levelling. This end of the fretboard was okay. It wasn't that. It only took a few passes to get all those nice and level. It was this end that was the nightmare, to be honest with you. And I think it was this one and this one. I think this was probably the highest. It took a lot to get them flat. I was getting a bit worried as well that I was going to be taking too much fret off. So what I did to monitor this is as you can see in the video, actually, I marked it up. I did a pass, checked with the fret rocker to see if there was level. If there wasn't, I marked them back up, and I did that every time. Just so you don't take off any more fret wire than you need to. That's all I would say. It is a bit of a messy job. Yeah. Okay, so you do get a fair amount of mess with it. Apart from that, I didn't find it that bad actually. Once you get used to using the leveling bar, and you just use the weight of the leveling bar, it's really quite easy, to be honest with you. So I'm going to leave that there. The next thing that you need to do is mask the whole fretboard up. So I'm going to go away and do that, and then we're going to crown the frets. Okay, crowning the frets basically are getting the frets back to a rounded top. But I should do some more most excellent graphics to demonstrate that. Okay.